Now, civil society organizations have challenged the government to invest more in the manufacturing of vaccines and pharmaceuticals to support the timely response to epidemics other than wait for donations every time Uganda is hit by a catastrophe. This same more resources should be put in research and development of vaccines as well as human capital development to boost other countries' potential to produce the much needed medicines. Take a look.
Available data shows that Africa, a continent of 54 countries with about 1.2 billion people, produces only 1% of the vaccines it administers. The remaining 99% are imported. Until recently, there were only 10 vaccine manufacturers across the 5 African countries: Egypt, Morocco, Senegal, South Africa, and Tunisia, jointly producing a tiny fraction of the continent's needs. It's against their background that civil society organizations want government to invest more in vaccine manufacturing if the country is to have a timely response to pandemics rather than wait for donations from developed countries.
Reduce external reliance, because whenever we've had an emergency of pandemic nature, it's foreign countries that have come to support us.
Pandemics are no longer something that we say it happened 200 years ago and 100 years ago. Pandemics are part of life now. So because they are part of life, we need to see preparedness at the global level. They are negotiating a pandemic treaty. The international health regulations have been revised. Now, at the continental level, we must be seen to be responding in the same way. And at the national level, we must be seen to be responding in the same way.
Dr. Dennis Kibira from the Medicines Transparency Alliance thinks investing in research and development, including human capital, should be the way to go in handling epidemics when they strike.
As countries, governments cannot leave financing for research and development to just private players. Governments need to also put in a lot of investment.
The executive director of Afya na Haki, an organization harnessing Africa's potential in research, Moses Mulumba, calls for a conducive policy environment that will support the growth of pharmaceutical industries rather than policies that seem not thought through.
How do we access credit? Because many pharmaceutical manufacturers are complaining about the policy on credit. How do we encourage them to invest? How do we have another quality chemicals in place so that it's not just a one project owned that receives land, that receives tax incentives?
Whereas most African countries would want to start vaccine manufacturing, experts advise it ought to be done in a harmonized way, looking at market and capacity.
You need a market. If every country in Africa produces vaccines, they will certainly will not have enough market.
We are also realizing on the continent that some of the things that we need to do is actually partnerships, because there is potential to produce on the continent already.
Linda Ndumwami, Alan Mwesigwa, NBS.